Every night, we go to sleep. But why? To rest after a long day? To recharge the body? Here's a simple fact. The human body can survive 30 days without food, about 7 days without water, but without sleep, just 3. What makes sleep so essential? More urgent than hunger, more critical than thirst? Is it really just about physical rest? Each night, your consciousness embarks on a journey. It glides between dimensions, creating worlds that feel both alien and strangely familiar. This journey is not mere fantasy. It's a transition into another state of being. Why do some dreams feel more real than life itself? Can you die in a dream and wake up changed? And what if your dreams are not just imagination, but messages from something beyond? In this video, we'll explore what truly happens to your consciousness when you sleep. The answers may change the way you see reality. Sleep is not shut down. Forget everything you thought you knew about sleep. Right now, as you read these words, something incredible is happening inside your brain. Every single night, it prepares for the most mysterious journey of your life. Most people think, fall asleep equals brain shuts down. This is the most dangerous misconception of our time. Your brain doesn't shut down. It does something far more powerful and terrifying at the same time. Imagine the control room of a spaceship. During the day, all lights are on, all systems working on external tasks, navigation, communication, defense. But when night comes, click. External systems go quiet, and suddenly, boom, completely different modules come online, ones you didn't even know existed. During deep sleep, your prefrontal cortex, that strict sensor of logic and self-control, goes on vacation. That's exactly why dreams are so insane and beautiful simultaneously. No one's telling your consciousness, that's impossible. Meanwhile, your brain's visual cortex explodes in a firework of activity. You see colors that don't exist, places you've never been, faces of people you've never met, but somehow you recognize them. Here's what truly terrifies scientists. This activity isn't chaotic. It follows specific patterns, as if your brain is connecting to some invisible network, receiving data from a source that science can't yet explain. And the most disturbing part? Sometimes this data turns out to be real. Remember the last time you woke up with the solution to a problem you couldn't solve for weeks? Or when you dreamed of a place, then saw it in real life months later? This isn't coincidence. This is a system at work that we know almost nothing about. Every night, your consciousness doesn't rest. It travels. Where exactly? That's the question that could change everything you thought you knew about reality. The Great Escape: Why Your Soul Needs to Go Home. Here's what they don't teach in medical school. Your body doesn't heal during sleep because it's resting. It heals because your consciousness finally escapes. Think about it. All day long, you're trapped in dense, heavy matter. Every interaction, every stress, every toxic thought creates energetic debris that clings to your soul like digital static. The material world operates on low, heavy frequencies that slowly suffocate your true essence. But when sleep comes, your consciousness slips free. It returns to its native realm, a dimension of pure light, high vibrations, infinite possibility. Here, surrounded by familiar energy patterns, your soul doesn't just rest. It remembers who it really is. Scientists call this cellular regeneration and neural consolidation, but they're missing the bigger picture. It's not your brain reorganizing memories. It's your soul downloading updates from source. The physical healing happens as a side effect. When consciousness reconnects with its natural frequency, the dense matter of your body automatically begins to realign, repair, and reset. This is why forced sleep never feels the same as natural sleep. This is why meditation can sometimes replace hours of rest. Your body knows the difference between unconsciousness and spiritual homecoming. Lucid dreaming, consciousness remains. Most dreams happen without your control. You're just a passenger. But sometimes, you wake up inside the dream. You realize this isn't real, but I'm still here. That moment is called lucid dreaming, when the dreamer becomes aware and can begin to shape the world around them. You can fly, change the landscape, face fears, create whatever your mind allows. Studies show lucid dreaming reactivates the prefrontal cortex, the same part of the brain responsible for self-awareness and decision-making. So if you can become conscious inside a dream, then where exactly does your consciousness go when you're not aware? Here's a quick experiment you can try tonight. Before falling asleep, look at your hands and ask yourself, am I dreaming right now? Then, make a mental commitment to ask this same question in your dreams. Many people report that this simple practice can trigger lucid dreaming. Comment below if you've ever tried this technique, or if you plan to try it tonight. Parallel realities, astral travel, and the multiverse. Some dreams feel too real to ignore. You walk through a city you've never seen, but somehow you know every street. You live a different life, with memories that don't belong to your waking self. These aren't just dreams. They feel like alternate versions of you. Consider this. The average person will spend 26 years of their life asleep. That's not just time lost. It's a second life lived. A parallel existence where physical laws bend, where time stretches and folds, where you visited places that don't exist and met people who were never born. Yet somehow, these experiences shape who you are in your waking life. They heal wounds you didn't know you had. They solve problems your conscious mind couldn't grasp. What if this other life isn't less real, but more essential to who you truly are? According to the multiverse theory, infinite realities exist simultaneously. What if dreams are how your consciousness briefly tunes into them? Some dreamers return to the same unfamiliar places again and again, even recognizing people they've never met in waking life. But for others, the experience goes deeper. They don't just shift timelines, they leave their bodies. Ancient traditions describe this as astral projection, a state where the soul separates and explores other realms of existence. People report floating above their beds, gliding through walls, entering radiant cities made of light. Is this just the deepest layer of dreaming? Or are we witnessing the mind's true ability to explore realms beyond the physical while the body rests in silence? Sleep, a return, not a rehearsal. Many believe sleep is just recovery for the body. Others say it's practice for dying. But what if both are wrong? What if sleep isn't about shutting down, but going home? In waking life, your soul is bound by time, gravity, thought, identity. But when you sleep, it slips the leash. In dreams, the rules fade. You don't need logic, control, or explanation. You just are. Some traditions teach that sleep is the soul's natural state, a nightly return to the non-physical, where the mind rests and the spirit remembers. Not a rehearsal for death, but a sacred rhythm of release. A cycle written into the nature of who and what you truly are. Why we forget our dreams. You wake up from a strange and vivid dream. For a moment, it's clear, powerful, alive. But minutes later, it fades, gone. Have you ever had this experience? You're going about your day, driving to work, washing dishes, talking to a friend, when suddenly, a fragment of last night's dream flashes in your mind. For just a second, you remember. Not just the images, but the feeling. That sense of being somewhere else entirely. That moment of recognition isn't random. It's your mind catching a glimpse through the veil that separates your two realities. And in that brief flash, you remember what your waking mind works so hard to make you forget. That you exist in more than one world. Some say it's neurological. The dreaming brain stores memory differently. But others believe something deeper. We forget because we are not ready to remember. For a mind trapped in material logic, remembering the dream world can feel like carrying two realities at once. And that weight can be too much. But as consciousness evolves and awareness deepens, the veil begins to thin. Spiritually attuned people often recall their dreams with clarity, because their inner world is as real to them as the outer. Forgetting may be a filter, but filters can be lifted when the soul is ready to see more. Can you die in a dream? There's a myth. If you die in a dream, you die in real life. But countless people have faced death while dreaming and awakened changed. Not broken, not afraid, clear. There's a documented case from 2018. A woman in a coma for 7 years suddenly woke up. When asked where she had been, she described living an entire different life, with details so specific they couldn't be dismissed as mere imagination. She remembered street names in cities she'd never visited. She recalled conversations with people she'd never met. She described technologies that didn't yet exist. Her doctors were left with an unsettling question. If consciousness can create an entire lifetime within a coma, what is it capable of during our nightly journeys into sleep? And which reality ultimately holds more truth? Some say dream death is a metaphor, the end of a false identity, the collapse of old patterns. In the language of the soul, death isn't an ending, it's a transition. And dreams? They give you space to simulate it, to feel what it's like to let go and emerge new. Maybe that's why some dream deaths feel liberating, like stepping out of a shell you didn't know you were in. And maybe those moments aren't dreams at all, but rehearsals for rebirth. Dreams aren't escapes. They're revelations. Dreams distort time. They stretch space. They shatter identity. But they don't confuse. They reveal. What if sleep is not just a break from reality, but a doorway into one that's more real? One where you aren't bound by your name, your past, your body. One where your soul remembers itself. In that space, fear dissolves, time folds, and meaning returns. You don't have to understand your dreams. You just have to listen. Because sometimes, the things we see in sleep are the only truths our waking mind is ready to hear. The boundary between dreaming and waking is not a wall, but a thin veil, one that becomes more transparent with each night you close your eyes, with each morning you remember, with each moment you question what is real and what is dream. If you've ever realized you were dreaming even for a moment, type "awake" in comments. Let us know you've touched the deeper layer. Subscribe to Fractal Path for more journeys beyond the veil.